It was just there was a lot of loss of clarity, I guess, understanding.
It was fuzzy.
Yeah. But now you seem back to normal.
Sure. All right. Yeah, it's working.
Just take it, Ren.
Yeah, if it's
Just take it
working,
and be happy.
if it's working, it's working. Somebody verify on OBS.
You're a little quiet on stream,
God damn
but that's
it.
compared to me, and I know I'm loud.
Yeah, that's fair. You are loud. You is. It's true.
It's mine now. My loud.
Mine.
Just my volume now.
Mine.
I has all the noise.
Wow, classic
Right,
fishing community is very cutthroat.
Is everybody here and alive?
Yeah.
I
As
am
long as
here.
These fishers can kill me.
What might kill you?
These fishers in the WoW Classic community.
Them fishers.
They're cutthroat.
Gotta get them carps.
No, they want their fucking deviant fish.
Oh, I guess I should actually pull the right thing up. Did I close it down? Everybody look at my glorious desktop.
Man, look at his desktop. What a loser.
Yeah, he has WoW on there.
We do
WoW
have-
and League of Legends. Man. I
And
guess you
Soma.
just...
I mean, someone's all right.
Soma's sad.
Soma is sad. It's such a mindfuck at the end. It made Markiplier cry.
You don't
That's
do
not
that.
super hard to do. Yep, sorry about that.
Well, he cried because it got real existential for him. So, like, it was like, wow, that's deep. Because it does, though. Like, that's the whole point of Soma is where does your humanity begin and end? You know, the whole, like, consciousness argument. And
Okay, I don't need this right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and like just the big Soma twist is such a great twist at the end, and it's just like, oh,
People should play that game if they like those kind of twists.
Yeah.
Because it's a good one.
if you like,
I don't-
if you like
I don't
twists
need another.
and feeling slightly bad at the end, because it's good because it's like he gets a good ending, but he also doesn't get a good ending.
I don't need another existential crisis.
All right, just a couple quick repair jobs. Gotta fix all this shit that didn't stay because I was trying to troubleshoot. Rare behind the scene views for all our Twitch subscribers.
Behind the window is a desktop.
Behind the window is a desk.
Little known fact.
Fun fact.
Shock horror.
The kobold is, in fact, not inside the glass. Anywho, we're here now. Albeit a half hour late due to microphone issues, but we will get started. So,
Yay!
yes. Nope, that's not the notification of starting, that's Shay. Yeah, you should go with whatever retainer you want, hun. Alright, so last we left our heroes and our villains. You all had come from the aftermath of the attack on the factory. Two of our familiar heroes descending into the sewers to make their daring escape. The dwarf, human, and elf staying above ground to recover and debrief on the situation that had happened. We had split camera views several times to get a take of everybody doing their things while laying low. The twins had shown up to Vesuvius, a establishment run by a well-dressed looking individual who had been seated at a table with Mr. Peanut Butter, the quote-unquote leader of the Red Cloaks, who congratulated you all on a job well done, told you you'd be laying low within the club for a while until the heat died down, shared some drinks, which the twins did not stomach very well, and it led to, them basically falling asleep comfortably within the club and never asking the gentleman what his name was. Meanwhile...
I mean, that'd just be rude.
Yeah, of course. Why would you ever introduce yourself to somebody who's letting you stay in their place? That's weird. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, after explaining his treasonous actions, Oswald found himself still with a job, after telling everybody that he put a spy on the inside that was promptly executed within the sewers within minutes. He didn't divulge that information to his superiors, of course, hopefully still expecting them to believe that he has a way of following these insurgents through their antics. He also currently has an employee that is also sided with these insurgents, and he has no idea where they are currently. But he was given the opportunity to meet the royal family and present himself as a person who did intervene on behalf of the city of Rahl. And that included tagging along with Deirdre, so that she could also be presented to the king and his royal family, as well as the elf, who was the representative of the Sainafate, Azalea, who found out that not only was she promised to the Sainafate prince, but she was promised to the Rallian prince, and she would be staying in Rallia to serve as a consort until, such a time that he was too old or passed on, or at least until he got married for real. Or something to that effect. But she was here to be his consort, as a plan to establish long-lasting peace. And that's more or less where we left off, with everybody settling in for the nights. The two guests of honor probably ate and drank their fill throughout the night while attending the dinner and feast in their honor and to welcome the Sainafate diplomat, and probably were given accommodations since the party went well into the night, as most aristocratic hedonism practices would go. To which the two of you would wake up in comfortable beds, in nice silk pajamas, and a morphine subscription that for some reason takes up the entire screen. Dear God, why was that so big?
I feel like OBS might have updated and fucked with all the settings.
God, I hope not. There are other overlays that are much more complicated than what I have here, and I don't want to fix them. Why is that alert box so huge? Okay, anyways. Yeah, so we'll start with Oswald. Ozzy. Oswick. Ozivander.
Yes, hello.
One of those.
I'm sorry, what? What was that last one?
Ozivander.
Okay.
Osmandius.
Yeah, Ozymandias. You
I was right.
You nuked a city for the greater good, because dropping a nuke on a city causes people to think that nukes are bad, and the world would unanimously disarm their nukes. Not realize that, nuking a city is the intention of a nuclear bomb. But still, you did it. You saved the world. Congratulations.
We should have Superman take all of the nukes.
Yeah.
You just need an astral space baby to get rid of
I don't get that reference.
Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could just have a giant robot punch the nuke. Let's be real.
That's fair too.
Superman.
You know, in the real version of that story, he actually fights a giant space dragon.
Neat.
Yeah. And then the giant space dragon and the robot both decide that they don't want to fight anymore. And they're just like, let's just be nice. And then they be nice. Anywho.
Wild.
Yeah, that's like the
Sounds
50s.
like a drug trip.
They had to get it out of their system, God.
Mm-hmm. Anyways. Oz. as we will be calling you affectionately from now on. You
Yes.
awaken in a room that's not your own, in pajamas that are not your own. They're blue, they're silk, they have gold stitching that says Oz on them.
I really hope these are a gift, and it is not against protocol. It's not in bad manners to take these. I'm gonna start getting dressed for the day, maybe back into my normal outfit.
You find that on a nearby table, your clothes have been folded and pressed neatly. You don't recall getting here or even ironing your clothes, but somebody has taken the time to get them cleaned up and pressed, and even a bit of the stitching and hemming readjusted.
I suppose it's royal courtesy, or something. I would then nicely fold up the pajamas I was provided with, put them in whatever satchel I have to contain all my belongings, and
There's a knock on
Get-
your door.
oh, yes, 1 second. I'll get up and answer the door.
You get up and you go to the door, and you see that there's a woman there standing in a maid outfit, the typical long black dress with the apron and a little hat, and she has dark hair braided back, and there's a pair of dark furred canine ears tipped white and a long bushy husky tail, and she looks up and she says, "Good morning, sir. I trust you slept well?"
Yes, thank you. It was probably better sleep than I've gotten in a long time in
Well,
my study.
That's good to hear, sir. You were very tired after the feast.
Right.
Are your clothes cleaned and pressed to your liking?
Yes, just so, almost as if I hadn't intervened in that terrible situation yesterday.
I must say you were quite bruised.
Yes, well, it can't be helped, I suppose, in my line of work.
No. And don't worry, you are able to keep the pajamas.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I expected anywhere this morning, or will I
No.
just be
You're free to...
leave?
When you decide that you wish to leave, you will just have to sign out and, of course, present yourself to the steward and let them know that you are leaving, but you do not have to go to the king or bother any of the other guests.
Very well then, thank you.
Of course. And she just stares at you.
Okay, I'm back.
She continues to stare at you.
No, my internet dropped for a second there.
The briefest of seconds to make this awkward.
Right?
Mm-hmm. She's just staring at you. She said you were good to go.
Right. I would very much like to make a phone call before I leave, or not a phone call, but
A wand call.
yes, that. I will be out momentarily.
Very forward.
I don't. I don't understand.
And she bows and she says, "Very good, sir."
Thank you. I will gently close the door. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now.
Mm-hmm. And she's in that like 45-degree angle bow, and she just kind of like turns her head and watches you as you close the door, watching her.
super creepy.
And
I'm about to fucking die.
Ozzy is very awkward.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Has anybody played Haunting Grounds?
Mm-mm.
No,
Alright.
but it sounds fun.
It sounds super fun. There's a maid in there, and she's like super. I got that vibe from it. Like she's super creepy in the game. She chases you around with a piece of a broken mirror.
Oh, wow.
Guys, that maid is an assassin.
Probably.
Oh no.
Well, she's a familiar.
She got a whole bunch of like kunai knives
Yeah,
Like,
could very
strapped
well
around
be.
both.
So you walk back into your room, you close the door.
I'm gonna pull out the wand of sending. Did I learn anything about Lee's situation that she's going to be here a while?
I don't know. Did you? Let's do a quick history check. See how much you learned. Also, I'm really gonna need to shrink this down because these large subs are gonna get in the way for a while. Thank you, Ark, or not Ark, Forge, for dropping several more gift subs. You are fantastic, and we love you.
Yay! Hey, Ford.
I'm gonna shrink this baby down. Not completely obscuring. Put it in the corner. There we go. History of 11. So we'll do a quick flashback then. It's the night before at the feast, and you've somehow managed to meander your way over to the delegation, and you've sat yourself down next to the high elf attendant, and the two of you are busy debating magical theory. It turns out he's quite a gifted spellcaster himself, and basically he's kind of like spent the time mocking you for your human magical ability and how you'd never amount to anything that an elf would be capable of accomplishing, and it didn't escalate to anything beyond snooty back and forths, but you did end up learning a little bit about her situation, that she is considered royalty by Wood Elven standards, not quite a princess, but a very high-ranking noble from a Wood Elven family, because the Wood Elves don't have any royalty. They fall within the Empire, and of course in the Empire only one figurehead sits, but
Right.
Her family would have been one of the ruling Wood Elven council that manages things, and you probably don't learn anything about her beyond that. Because you only got a 10 or an 11.
Right. So I don't know she's going to be here for a while.
You were there during that conversation.
Was I? I thought I was not in the room for that.
Oh.
I thought it was just the elven.
No, it was at dinner.
Was it?
No. The
Maybe not.
No, you were there during the conversation. You were just in the back.
Okay. Then yes, I would actually, it's probably too early to call my boss. He's probably not in work yet, so
Okay.
I will shelve that for now and yes, exit my room and go about checking out so I can.
You open the door and you see that the maid is still standing there in the same spot she was, but she's straightened up, but she's holding a tray that has an old rotary phone on it, and she extends her hands out and she says, "Phone for you, sir."
All right.
It's a
Thank you.
divination wizard. He knew you weren't going to call in time.
I pick up the phone and hold it towards my ear. Hello?
Arkwright, my boy, how are you doing?
Better than yesterday, I suppose?
Yes, I did hear about that nasty shiner you got. You should learn to duck.
Yes, sir.
Well, did you learn anything?
Sort of. I know these redcoats are now very much a threat, and I have, I think, some ideas for maybe trying to deal with them. The other thing, like I said yesterday, I connected with the elven diplomat, but sir, I don't know, is my assignment extending to continue watching over her? Because she's going to be here quite a while.
Absolutely. I think that would be a perfect assignment for you.
So, like, a permanent assignment.
Yes. Not only that, but I think the lass that struck you in the head might be worth deputizing. She seems to have a good head on her own shoulders.
I will not question your judgment there, sir.
Good. An owl is already on the way to deliver a badge to her.
If I spot her on the way out, I suppose I can deliver the news as well.
The door on your left.
I'm
That
a
is-
divination wizard!
Have a good morning, Arkwright.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Hmm.
I will report in later.
Just not too late, Arkwright.
I suppose you'll need me at the, precinct.
No, not at all. You're free to do your field work as long as you see fit.
Yes, alright then.
Very good. You have a call waiting for you, Arkwright.
A call? Yes, sir, thank you.
You hear a slight boop, 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 boop.
If that's everything, I'll go answer that.
Have a good day, Arkwright.
Yes, sir, you as well. And I will swap lines.
You click down on the receiver, and you hear a voice on the line that says, Operator! Call
Yes.
holding! Call
Yes.
holding for you from Vesuvius!
From Vesuvius.
Yes, Vesuvius! Will you
put
accept
it-
the charges?
Sure, yes.
Make a perception roll for me.
Gonna do that. It's a 7.
Arkwright thinks for a moment about whether he wants to accept the charges or not, and the camera has like a side shot, and there's a small compartment in the wall behind him that opens up, and a tiny green scaled hand reaches into his coin purse and takes out 2 gold coins before sliding back into the wall, and the little compartment shuts. Connecting your call, sir.
I'm definitely gonna need to requisition some incense now.
And so you hear a slight click, and then a familiar voice. Hello?
I get it.
Oh, thank goodness. Penny, is that you?
Yeah. Boss?
Yes, how are you?
Why did you call me?
I didn't. I assumed you had called me.
No, I was trying to order cannolis.
This is hardly the place for It seems you've been redirected to my line. Penny, I would very much need to talk to you.
Well, see, about that, as great as a thought as that might be, you know, there's that whole thing about the, you know, and do I still have my job?
I would not refuse you to come back, but I would very much like to discuss associating with such dangerous individuals.
They're not that dangerous.
They blew up a lot of innocent people.
Just like 2.
It was
You
more than
say just
it
like
was more
two,
than
but
two.
It was a wall. Look, no, those fucking orcs weren't innocent. All right,
Yeah,
yes,
it's-
they
they
weren't
just look,
innocent,
they
but
look like dickheads. Okay,
the explosion did take out a good portion of
Says,
the.
let Penny talk on the phone. God.
It did take out a good portion of the striking, the protesters. Look, I get wanting to protest. I get wanting to fight for better rights for your people. I completely agree. What I can't condone is their killing of innocent people and acting like terrorists. Look, I just want you to be safe in whatever you're getting yourself into. And I can't promise anything, but I might have to end up dealing with those people.
Boss,
Yes, Penny?
if you're not willing to stand for something, what'll you fall for?
I'm willing to stand, but I think there's a proper way to do it, and I don't think killing the people who stand with you is a good way to go about it.
People die. People die all the time. And
I know.
it's unfortunate that these people died, but a message needed to be sent, and the intention was to bring down the factory.
Penny, if there was a high chance before things happened that every single one of those protesters there were going to die, not only to that explosion, but to everything that occurred afterwards. The Red Cloaks would have sent their message, but at a much higher price.
But
Law enforcement is going to be after them, and I cannot interfere with that, but I would like to at least try and speak with them on the matter. But you don't have to worry about that. I just don't want you to get in over your head, okay?
I think I've got it under control. These guys seem really nice. And
I really
don't-
hope so.
I don't think they intended to hurt anybody beyond who they hurt. Wow, that doesn't sound very good when I say it out loud. I don't think they intended for innocent people to have been hurt.
It may not have been the intent, but they're going to have to answer for it at some point.
Everybody answers for something. It's the sacrifices we make.
Right.
I'm willing to die to see my people get treated better.
Well, I am hoping that there is a way for one of those things to happen without the other. That sounded... No, that's not... I want you to
I
live,
got what
but I
you
want...
mean.
Okay.
I want you to die and have nothing good happen.
Let's make sure neither of those things happen.
Look, just... I won't expect you into work until you're ready. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for a bit. My assignment doesn't have me working in the area right now. I'm still to escort this elven ambassador around and make sure things go all right there.
The one who was yelling at people from the tree?
Yes, her.
Huh. Should have bricked her first.
What did I do?
just like in the background.
You were an elf.
Hey, are you talking about how you bricked that guy?
Yeah!
Alright, because you totally fucking bricked that guy.
Oz, did you see I bricked a guy?
I also saw you threw my familiar at him, yes.
I mean, he went willingly.
It's
Oh,
it's
sorry about
true.
him. Sorry about him dying. Not really dying, but they killed him.
yes, he is in his pocket dimension. I'll have to resummon him once I get
Hey,
the.
are you talking to the wizard that owned the familiar?
No.
Oh. Alright then.
Because that'd be really dumb to do in the place we're supposed to be hiding in.
Yeah, that's like a real good point. Yeah, that makes a lot of
Hey.
sense.
It
Maybe-
checks
You
out.
gotta learn to be more trusting, Patches.
Right. I'll let you go. We'll talk more if you're free later.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it. Thank you. Goodbye. And I will hang up very quickly.
And you hang up the phone, and the platter and the hands retract, and the maid straightens up, and she says, "Very good, sir. Will you be needing anything else?"
No, but I think I will be visiting another room before I leave.
Very good, sir.
And I will, with that, like, step out of the doorway, close it behind me, and assuming that she's moving on, I will walk down to Deldra's door on the left.
I was gonna say, which way do you head? But you take the door to the left, and there's another door just a little ways down.
And I will knock.
Deldra, how do you normally sleep? Is it, are
That
you a light
depends.
sleeper, heavy sleeper?
A dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
so heavy sleeper.
Okay. And you probably had very generous amounts of the alcohol that was provided. That's the word.
Now that I'm no longer in a dry county, yes.
Yep. So you're sleeping rather comfortably in your own hand-stitched pajamas as well. Kind of the typical anime sleep where you're sprawled out crazy and the blanket's over one leg and the arms are out, and
you're
Yes,
drooling, and there's a
absolutely.
snot bubble.
yeah. And then there's a loud knocking at, or not loud, but there's a knocking at your door.
The snot bubble pop.
There's probably like a long pause before she opens her eyes. Then she rolls out of bed and just kind of, through half awake eyes, just squinting, she opens the door.
Oh, hello again. Terribly sorry to bother you. I was not aware you would be still asleep. You were Deldra, right?
And let's just say, be glad my warhammer isn't in hand.
Right, and I know how good your hammer arm is. Speaking of which, apparently my boss also knows how good your hammer arm is, and I was just going to inform you that you have been deputized to join me.
Does that mean exactly?
Ahem.
Ahem.
Yes.
You look over your shoulder. You see that there's a tall gentleman in a butler tuxedo. There is distinct plumage of brown and gray-looking feathers sticking out the sides of his arms, and where his ears should be, they're like feathered a little bit. And he's got a monocle on one side and a little short, hawkish nose. And there's a distinct owl tail feather sticking out the backside. And he says, "Message for the lady."
So, okay, I was never mind.
What were you
take a step
expecting,
back.
sir?
That sounded rude, didn't it? I was told there would be an owl sent for her. I didn't.
This fucking.
Alright, just hand me the
This
message before he digs himself a
fucking
hole.
guy.
I'm going to smack my forehead.
This
against
guy
the
right
wall.
here.
Are you looking forward to when you meet the twins?
I am. I'm very looking forward to that.
You
Look,
thought this was gonna be Harry Potter.
Yeah, yes, I was expecting a delivery.
And when Oswick is like, I was expecting an owl, you see him kind of like suppress the need to go red for a moment. And he brushes back his hair for a bit and he says, "That's right, Mr. Owl, Mortimer P. Owl, at your service." He gives a low bow, and then he reaches into his vest and he takes out an envelope. And he brushes past Oswick in that kind of servantly, I'm not going to deal with you kind of manner, and steps in front of Deldra and basically does like a full 90-degree bow while extending the paper. And he says, "This arrived for you from the ARD."
Hi, thank you. Do you
Oswick
do
is very-
tips?
He says, "It's not required, ma'am."
2 silver and hands it to him.
He kind of looks them over, tucks them in his pocket. "Very good, ma'am."
Thank you, Mr. Owl.
And
And she'll start undoing the seal
Yep.
on the letter.
he'll straighten up and he'll dismiss himself from the room. There is a nice wax seal that has the Arcane Research and Defense sigil stamped on it. And when you open it up, there's a letter, there's a badge, and there is a pistol inside of it.
Oh, I want one.
Wait, I wasn't given. So,
Yeah, I wonder why.
So what does the
That's
letter
supposed to
say?
be-
When you take out the letter, you see that it's on a very nice parchment paper, and the words start to light up as you're reading them, and there's a voice that rings through your head, and also Oswick's because he's within a close enough vicinity. It sounds like the director, and it says, "Dear Miss Strongheart, it is a pleasure to formally invite you to the ARD, the Arcane Research and Defense, here in Ralia. Your actions yesterday have proved instrumental in helping thwart the efforts of the Red Cloaks, a nefarious enemy that hopes to undermine the authority of Ralian power. With your assistance, we hope that you can help Oswick Arkwright in his investigation and protection of the Sainafate delegate Azalee Ithelinda, such and such, that her long name continues on forever, and she doesn't have it written down
Is it-
currently that I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Is it actually her name, or is it just such and such, such and such?
No.
Go to bio and
Yeah,
scroll
I
down.
found it. Azalee Jaleu Melife Ithelinda, etc., etc.
These elves are such ridiculous.
You're tasked with
Be
keeping
happy
her...
with 2.
It continues after a moment. You are tasked with keeping her safe, as well as keeping Oswick safe. It was his father's dying wish that nothing bad would happen to him in the same way that had befallen his own career. Please keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't do anything foolish, and try not to hit him with a hammer anymore.
P.S.
As long as he
That was
doesn't make
really
stupid
good.
promises.
Yes, your duties also entail finding out what these Red Cloaks hope to achieve in their next efforts. You are issued 1 service pistol, as well as any other requisitions you may need can be filed through the ARD. Tally ho, have a good day, and goodbye. DPS. That's all.
Tell Arkwright to tie his shoes.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something divination, and I couldn't. P.S. No hammers.
It's like, tell Arkwright to remove his forehead from that wall.
P.P.S. Don't die. He's too polite to say fuckers, but you get the idea.
Okay then.
I'm just
Alright,
reading. I'm
looks
just
like
reading
I'm,
Forge's comments. It's funny, but yeah. So the message fades from your minds, and there is a nice arcane research and defense badge and a service pistol. For the sake of this arc, I'll give you the stats of the service pistol.
Woo.
So the service pistol does 2d4, has a range of 60, 120, one target. It carries. I'm trying to think what like a 1920s pistol held.
It'd be like a lead ball one.
No,
Or is that too early?
no,
I don't-
they had actual automatic weapons by then.
I'm not a big gun guy.
I'm not either, which is why I'm trying to think of 1920s. But it's not a service revolver. It is very much a clip pistol. I think like
I'm assuming piercing damage.
yeah, it's piercing damage. Wow. So this website that I just looked at has the listing of small arms. So there are several semi-automatic service pistols, and then there's a Browning M2, which is a heavy machine gun. I don't think a heavy machine gun counts as small arms.
No.
I mean, it's technically small.
Yeah, I suppose.
Zayt has 6 shots. That sounds about right.
What does this service pistol have here? 45 ACP. That doesn't tell me how much is in the clip.
I think
Yeah.
6 sounds about right.
We'll say 6, just keep it kosher. That's fine. Anybody who is a gun person, feel free to let us know and I can adjust as needed.
I like how it shows, like, the one I found, it shows all these service pistols, but they're all flags of different countries. All of the American flags are next to the, like, the heavy machine
I
guns,
should
the
bring the
bolt action training rifles, and the
I can't-
shotgun.
I can't bring the beholder to the front. He's swimming in the martini glass.
He's swimming in the biddies.
He's swimming in the
Boys.
biddies. I can bring him up a little bit, but he's supposed to be swimming in it. If I put
Yes,
him
she is the goldfish now.
if I put him in the front, then I send him to the front anyways. Yeah, he did knock him out with one swing. Alright, I know how to bring it up to the front. Why am I being so dumb? Yeah, no. I like it the other way because it looks like he's swimming in it. He swims in the biddies. I mean, that's how he looks, but then the biddies are all behind him.
I'm just gonna assume this isn't a finesse weapon, so I can't.
No, I think dual wielding
It's a ranged
requires.
weapon.
Yeah, but even then, you can dual wield pistols. But I think it would require special training instead of finessing it.
Finesse is using your strength or dex instead of whatever is normal.
Yeah, no.
No, finesse is dexterity.
No.
It means you can use either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not gonna strength a gun.
I know.
You can,
I got what you were
can-
going for.
It operates
you
like a
can yeet it
crossbow.
at him.
Yeah, if you want to throw it.
No, I'm thinking like I'm getting old rules mixed up where it needed to have something dexterity based, and I always think it's finesse for dual wielding in older rules.
For doing light.
Yeah, there you go.
And I mean, to be
anyways.
fair,
Go ahead.
Drawing a bow, it takes a lot of strength.
It does, which is one of those they get wrong. But old rules for that had composite apply strength benefit because you didn't get dexterity on ranged attacks for damage. So the way they tied that in was with composite.
That
Anywho,
looked great.
aside from rolling that natural one.
Well, I'm not firing it. It was just a check.
No, I'm just saying the natural one didn't look great. But yeah, everything looks good there.
You pick it up and shoot Oswick
Yeah,
immediately.
you pick it up, you desk pop it, you desk pop your cherry, and you shoot Oswick in the foot.
Please, though.
Yeah. So you now have a service
That would
pistol.
kill him, basically.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
You have a service pistol. You have a badge. You have instructions.
Alright, lad. Looks like I'm supposed to join you.
Yes, that was the general assumption I was going with when I learned of this not that long ago. That being said, continuing to investigate the Red Cloaks is something I was not anticipating doing alongside babysitting the elven diplomat. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go about that.
Take her on a tour of the paws.
Yes, I suppose that could work.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to put on some actual clothes, not these frilly.
Yes, of course. I will leave you to that then. I'm going to start walking away, head towards the...
You walk out.
I have no idea where I'm going in this place.
You walk out the door, and on the left side of the doorway, Mr. Owl is standing. On the right side of the doorway, the maid is standing.
And then the door slams behind him.
And the door slams behind you.
Flanking bonus, stab.
God.
Reminds me of Kanan and the two snake cheetahs.
I'm going to give both a nervous glance and then turn to the maid and be like, which way towards the entrance hall?
You'll take the stairs down. The maid kind of does a slow turn on her heels that basically has her entire body rotate, and then she extends her arm out and gestures down the hall back towards your room, and then there's a staircase that would lead down.
Right, and do you happen to know where the elven diplomat is staying?
Oh yes, she was provided her own suite. I could take you there.
That would be appreciated.
Excellent. Let's be off. And she immediately starts walking, and she takes a lead, guides you basically down the stairs, through a long hallway downstairs that has you passing through a long corridor that has various artworks posted up on the walls, and she regales you with some minor details about them and who they were. This was the king's grandfather, and this was a famous dragon slayer, and this is his former wife, and these, she's just going over the details as they're passing through this area. And then you go up another set of stairs in the back of the palace, and there's a whole hallway that goes down, and there's just a single room at the end of this hallway, and you see your good friend seated in a chair, just kind of watching the entrance to this doorway, and he's got a book in hand, and he looks at you first, squints his eyes, closes the book, and says, "Human literature is so droll anyways."
Yes, I assume it must be. I was going to visit with the your lady and offer her a tour about the city.
He kind of does the thing where he looks at you from down his nose and he says, "You were going to take her on a tour?"
She's going to be spending a lot of time here, and I am assigned to look out for her well-being while she is here. And since I'm going to assume none of you know too much about the city's layouts, I could give
Oswick,
her
make me a perception check.
I will make a perception check.
To see if you can see him miming your voice with his fingers.
You blink for a moment, and the gap between you two closed as quickly as you blinked, and he's holding in his hand the pommel of a sword that's missing a blade. He says, "Do you believe that I'm incapable of protecting her on my own?"
That is not said. I am merely under my own boss's orders, I suppose, to protect her. I am not saying you cannot do it, but I am also here to lend whatever aid I can during her stay.
He's probably like 3 feet from you, but he's got the sword held, or the sword handle held out, and as you're talking, you see extending from it a green flame, and it just takes the shape of a blade as it extends slowly out towards you, and it's in one of those positions where it appears just under your chin, and you feel the slight heat prick up against the underside of your neck. He says, "Go on."
What I'm saying is, I felt she might like to get to know her surroundings a bit better while she's here.
Lee, perception check, please. It's a very loud conversation going on outside your door.
Mm-hmm. So since I've been awake half the night, I think I probably would have taken time to write a couple letters.
Mm-hmm.
One's to my family saying like, "Oh, I wish I knew more about this. I miss everyone already. I'm a little scared," all that kind of stuff. Another to another to like the Supreme Prince, like, "Oh, like same kind of thing. Like, I didn't know about this. Like, were you aware?" And that kind of thing. And then I'm also going to look at what clothes are available since most of mine were burnt.
All of yours were burnt?
Most of it. I still got some. I've got like
aside from what
2
you're wearing.
pairs.
There are several really nice dresses, and several really nice dresses, and several more really nice dresses, all in human fashion. So they're not very dexterous or revealing or frivolous in their material. It's very much what would have been appropriate for the more European noble families that wore outfits during the time era, where they're very large, gowny looking things with a lot of emphasis on heavy jewelry and makeup, and it would probably all feel very clunky to you being an elf.
So no flapper dresses.
Yeah, you're not in flapper dresses. It wasn't appropriate for high society to be flappers.
Are any of those jewels diamonds?
You can make a 100 roll. No, as a matter of fact, I don't think you have any diamonds in there. There are several precious gems, but no, they probably picked out ones that were more Lee's color.
Okay, I picked the least clunky one.
Okay. Describe the least clunky one.
You still have a -10 to your speed.
Yeah. I am not terribly familiar with the...
Just give us a general design and color.
Probably... Probably like a green gown that just kind of like goes all the way down, and probably a little bit more restrictive than what I'm used to.
Okay. So the conversation outside continues, and he says, well, I think we could make an arrangement for you to serve as our tour guide, show us what your city is worth looking at.
And I open the door and kind of like walk awkwardly.
Yeah, and you walk out to see that Kelris Ord has his sword drawn and is currently pointed at Oswick, a human that you might recognize from the incident the day before. He's got his sword drawn and he's kind of sneering down at him.
Oh, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
He glances over his shoulder and he smiles and he says, good morning, my lady. Radiant as ever.
I appreciate it.
This human seems to think he can offer you protection. When I remember the portly one knocked him out in a single blow.
Oh yeah, it did happen, didn't it?
It did. He kind of smirks back at Oswick.
Look, this is not what I want. I am merely following orders. You can understand that, can't you?
You humans are good at following orders, aren't you?
Most of us. I would like to think so.
And the blade slowly retracts back into the pommel. He tucks the object away and he shrugs slightly and he says, well, he's offering to play tour guide for you, my lady. He wants to show you the city. Hopefully the less disastrous effects of yesterday.
I would hope so. Where do you suggest?
Anywhere you're interested in, honestly, you can get a whole deal of our culture in various locations.
Is there any place with more green?
Would I know where more of the, centralized parks would be located?
Yes. Yes, you would.
I have some ideas of where you could go for greenery.
I would also appreciate getting a look at your libraries.
I definitely know where some of the better ones of those are.
And I kind of do that thing where I narrow, not really expecting much. And is there a place that sells foreign clothing? I don't know, Elvish?
That I might have to do some more research into. I'm not exactly up on current fashion, and he kind of looks at his shabby, kind of nerdy clothing. it's nice, but it's not, you know.
I don't
obvious.
I don't understand how your women can move around in these.
Most don't. Those the dresses are usually for finer events. Normally, when women are about the city, they'd wear, you know, less confining clothing.
And then I do that thing where I like open my mouth and hold up a finger and then glance back into the room, and it's like all gown.
It's very fine clothing. It's just not what people would wear, you know, while out and about.
Well, as that's all that's available to me.
I see. Well, I'm sure I could find you a good clothing store. I'd have to look into if there are any elven suppliers we do work with. That's unfortunately not my forte, but I can certainly look into it for you.
Well, I should probably make sure the royal family is aware of where I'm going.
Yes, of course. I will await you in the main hall, I suppose, whenever you are ready to leave.
And what is your name?
Oswick Arkwright, ma'am. And I guess I will nervously hold up my badge. ARD department.
Do I know what that is?
History check. Yes. The ARD is the Arcane Research and Defense. You studied it in your human histories and lore classes. It basically taught you that humans have such an inferior grasp of magic and magical beasts that they feebly train their wizards and other arcanists into poorly manipulating and trying to dominate magical creatures in research instead of seeking to understand it because they're afraid of it. It's a lot of the like, they don't know how magic works, so they don't like it, so they have people police it and keep others from learning how to do magic. They suck at it too. That's the kind of consensus you got from your teaching.
I mean, it's not wrong.
I mean, it kind of is.
He would be the magic Gestapo. He's there to suppress magical studies and keep people from learning how to use magic.
Oh, so does that mean that that glowing weasel was yours?
Was.
Yes, that was my arcane familiar.
Now, I'm confused. Did you have him attack your own people, or did he just
He gets
turn
he gets very excited, and I did not order him to do such a thing, but he was very much involved with the emotions running high.
Well, of course you don't order a familiar to do anything. Familiars are like partners, not slaves.
Of course.
Both of you make a perception check.
Us? I mean, yeah, I can imagine that we might have heard that, but I doubt it.
When she says that they're not slaves, there's Wow, you definitely didn't see
Yay!
it. As you're like, they're definitely not slaves. Oswick, you kind of look over your shoulder, and Lee, you can see past his shoulder as well. The maid just kind of like slowly inclines from around the corner, and is just kind of looking in Oswick's direction.
It's why I had specified arcade familiar
Mm-hmm.
in the first place.
Yep, and she just kind of looks down at him, and then you just slowly see her, just in the same speed, just ease back behind the corner.
She's gonna kill you someday, Oz.
And
The
we're
more
gonna
fun
help.
Palace.
And we're gonna help.
So he's really a good boy. He's just very awkward.
Yeah, I know. That's what makes it so funny. Well, yeah. Let me go. Speak to the royal family. I will meet you in the main hall.
Very, very good. Miss. I caught her name. Well, I caught her name a lot, right?
Azali.
Right, that was it, yes. Miss Azali. I will, see you when you are ready. And I will give a gentlemanly bow and, probably not all that gentlemanly, probably very awkward and going way lower than he's supposed to.
His hat falls off.
He will recollect his hat and begin walking in the opposite direction back to the main hall. And make inquiries about nearby establishments that might deal in elven clothing or goods,
Okay.
if there are any.
Make me a gather information roll. No, make me a general persuasion check. See if you can get some information from people.
General persuasion. That's
Since, diplomacy doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, it'd probably be investigation.
Yeah, you can do investigation. That makes more sense.
that's a lot better than my persuasion. So
I got your back, fam.
it's
Mm.
not a good roll.
Wow, I'm gonna have you back that much.
Mm.
Look, if the dice had stayed the same and the stats were
So,
different, then
you
I would
round-
be at a 5.
You round the corner and you see standing perfectly straight in the center of it as you come around is the maid again, and you go, "Where can I buy elf shit?" And she looks at you, and she looks at you, and kind of like you see her head kind of like cant to the side a little bit while she thinks about it. She says, "No elven merchandise, but there is a cultural bazaar that the Tel Harim like to visit."
Ooh.
Just
all
gives
right.
him directions to a costume store.
Mhm.
Where might I inquire about that?
You'll have to go to the Gold District.
That will likely be out of the way, but I'm sure she will enjoy that. I suppose.
Imagine so. She didn't look very comfortable in the human clothes.
I mean, she was wearing evening wear. I don't imagine that's very
No.
comfortable for any
It's-
woman.
Far too formal to be in attendance for, and no, it generally isn't very comfortable.
Just singular sweat drop rolling down his head. Well, I thank you for your information and for guiding me around as you have.
She kind of gives you that like, and doesn't move.
I will walk away.
She just slowly turns and watches you. Deldra,
Yes.
it's about this time that you and Mr. Owl are walking in the same direction towards them. Mr. Owl was kind enough to wait and guide you to keep up with them.
Dildra will nod her thanks.
If there's anything else I can do for you, and he dips another 90-degree bow. And he stays that way for a moment, and then he perfectly straightens back up without bending his back.
Like his
Thank
hips
you.
are as flexible as his neck.
I didn't hear what you said, Ark.
She just says another thanks.
And so you're standing in front of a confused-looking Oswick.
Oi, what's the plan, Spellboy?
Well, she was very accepting of the idea of a tour around the city, but she's very much interested in finding more comfortable clothes. Apparently, they've only given her formal wear.
That's all she found.
So he is not technically lying.
Fair.
He doesn't know what she found. And she's very interested in looking about the parks.
I suppose they must be very nice. I haven't gotten a chance to get to them yet.
Well, then I guess this will be a learning experience for all involved. I spent most of my college career stuck in my room with my books. I have seen enough of the city, but mostly from a distance, traveling around. And the parks weren't really suited for someone of my constitution.
Ah, you got weak lungs then.
A bit of a pollen allergy.
I know what I said, lad.
Yes, okay. She needed a moment to speak with the royal family about where she was going, and she will meet us when that has concluded. From there, I suppose it's just going about with guiding her around, seeing what she would like to learn about, and while we do that, conduct our research into the Red Cloaks. However much we can do.
Well, to help you out, I've heard their cloaks are red.
Can I make some sort of memory check about what I saw about the Red Cloaks that were at the protest?
Sure. History roll, please.
15.
A 15?
Yes.
You remember seeing that all of the Red Cloaks were familiars. You particularly remember a very violent and blood-covered possum woman. Another possum that looked similar to her that was slinging spells with moderate success. There was a fox with red hair, and then various other animals that you don't quite remember. But they were all familiars.
Beyond their, race, was there any others, like, significant feature linking them all together? Were they, in fact, wearing red clothes or red articles of clothing?
They were in fact wearing red little shoulder shawls that marked them as red cloaks. I believe the twins were given little pins to wear at the initial onset, but they didn't have full-on cloaks because they weren't initiated yet.
Right, well, if they are planning to go about this secretly, then I have a very strong feeling they won't actually be wearing those cloaks out in public until it is time for them to act.
I remember seeing a possum. Those aren't common, are they?
Those would be descended from a very eccentric wizard, I'd have to say.
You don't talk about Swampy.
I miss Uncle Swampy.
Got
So,
me
no,
about
they-
fucking Radagast.
They would not be common. I do remember
Oh, God, we would have. Fucking Radagast.
Nobody told him he had bird shit on his head the whole time.
Yes, I recall 2 possum familiars and a fox. Also not common, but I'd say probably more common than a possum familiar.
I
Well,
want to check
possum are
your,
ugly
your
little beasts.
statistics there, wizard boy.
I mean, he's a wizard. He knows things.
Well, if there's 2 possums to 1 fox, then clearly his statement is a
Clearly
little
the
wrong.
players made
Yes,
possible.
but out of all of the familiar population, I'm going to assume there is more than just the one fox.
Rin.
That checks out.
You watch yourself.
Yes. Yes, Ark.
I was asked, like, Rin confirmed that there are more than one fox familiar.
There's definitely more than one fox familiar. You probably haven't seen more than 2 possums, though.
Well, possums are ugly little beasts. Can't imagine more than one wizard wanting them.
Ouch.
Gonna eat your teeth.
What the fuck?
Just gonna chew them up.
Yep.
See what you did? I will
But
never give him
that's
leave.
not to say they might not have a big family that they're from. I don't know the specifics, but yes, I don't believe there would have been too many original possum familiars. But that was, again, how long ago was it since the creation of familiars as a race?
About 100 years. Maybe
That-
more.
That was a long time ago.
Yes, I believe it was a little before I was born.
Right, you dwarves also have rather extended lives. Not that there's anything wrong with that or anything.
My, he is just batting 1,000 today, isn't he?
You tend to stick your foot in your mouth, don't you, lad?
You have no idea, or maybe you do. Ah,
Cut to the husky you made.
Yeah, you just see the lean in again around the corner.
you did, bludgeon me in the face.
Yeah, and you cast magic at one of your fellow blue cloaks. What was I supposed to do?
I'm not saying it was a bad call.
It's about this time that Lee's ready and comes back out.
Hello.
Hello. Did you have your conversation with the royals?
They said it's okay.
They said it's okay.
They said it's okay.
Indeed, we
I'll-
did. Because standing next to her is the prince.
Ah, Your Highness. And I give another, probably way too low bow.
Oh, Mr. Arkwright, such formalities are unnecessary.
I'm sorry, you cut out after such formalities.
Are unnecessary.
Right. I will have been holding on to my hat this time as I
Like-
straighten myself back up.
Tilt
Very
my head,
good.
trying to observe all this human culture.
And young Thaddeus Rawl walks over and he gives Oswick a strong pat on the shoulder. He's quite strong. He says, "Ah, and you must be Dildra Strongheart. I remember hearing about you last night. You knocked this one out with a single hammer swing, did you not?"
It wasn't much of a swing.
Ha! Very good. So, I hear we're going shopping.
Yes, she did express an interest in wanting to get out and about and find some, more comfortable clothing.
It is a little hard to climb trees in this.
You shouldn't be climbing those trees anyways. I hear there are goblins that live in them.
Do I believe him?
Do we have a rampant goblin infestation that I don't know about?
I mean, Oswick, you can confirm that goblins do not live in trees.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure the goblin problem would be more confined to the sewer, Your Highness.
What?
I believe he was making
No.
a joke, Oz.
He kind of looks to Deldra and he says, "Right. A joke! Yes! Ha! I was. Don't be so serious, old man."
Right. Well, I inquired about, elven clothing, but I'm not.
We don't carry
Sure.
such things here. Don't you know that, for the time being, they weren't very well looked upon? Not that my radiant star here is, the face of the enemy or anything, and he kind of, like, takes your hand, Lee, and gives it a kiss. We're working to mend those bridges now.
Yeah, and I do, like, I'm, like, completely in court mode where I'm very polite and everything, and, like, give the little bows. And...
But
Right.
I hear the bazaar down in the Gold District is a great place to pick up clothing from the Tel Harim.
Exactly that. It's very cultural. I think the lady would enjoy looking around.
Good. I hear they import all the way from Diaket.
Diakat must be an interesting place.
Oh, I hear it's quite sandy and hot all the time.
I hear there's a fashion trend where some people have jeweled eyes.
I hear that trend is picking up with all the children. Gouging their eyes out and replacing them with fine jewels. I don't recommend it myself. I prefer seeing.
Yes, me too.
Did you know they have snake people?
They do, don't they?
Yes. People made
Yes.
entirely of snakes.
Have you ever seen one?
I only saw one. Claimed he had a genie trapped within his sword. He wasn't very good at pronouncing his S's.
Ooh. I'll show you someone who pronounces S's.
He also had a delightful young child that he called his son, who only said yes.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting family.
Yes. But, while we're discussing this, we should be walking, because the sooner we get there, the sooner we can get
Oh.
back.
I assumed we already had them.
Of course! Our feet are in motion, are they not?
Oh, indeed they are.
Oswick, keep up. You're so slow.
Just in
Yeah.
case anybody ever wanted to experience what an actual date between Ren and Shay would be like.
We are, in fact, walking. Yes, we are walking. Ah. Yes, quite.
Shane, clip that.
Oh.
I think this is about when we transition over to the two who haven't got to do anything today.
I don't know. They seem to be having fun just listening.
Oh wow. Oh,
No, I came to play.
No.
Keavah's ready to smash some faces in.
Always.
So, camera transitions to Vesuvius. The two of you wake up with a mild hangover, but there's a knock at the door.
I ain't getting it.
I get it.
You hear the knock and then you open the door, and the waitress from last night that seemed very interested in your brother is at the door, and she's holding a tray that has breakfast on it. There's diced fried potatoes, some 2 eggs sunny side up, some sausages, strips of bacon. There's orange juice there, some fruit, and this is for like each plate, not just all together. But she gives like a little curtsy while holding the tray. She says, "Good morning. I hope you slept well."
Yeah, real. Can I have that?
Have what?
I like point at the food.
Of course, this is for you. You and your brother, anyways. Not just for you, you big lummox. And she gives you like a little
I look
like hip
slightly
check.
disappointed.
She gives you like the gentlest hip check because her hands are full.
That's fair. I look slightly disappointed.
And
But I'll take the
keep
tray.
in mind she's like a foot smaller than you too.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't budge. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Patches.
Hey, right.
Yeah, food's here.
Breakfast for you, sweetie. I hope you worked up an appetite.
No, just
Hey.
slept.
Oh, well, all right then.
That's fine. More for me.
I
Or take it.
No, that's not what I said at
You
all.
take it.
I'm like
You take
eating
the-
off of the
Yeah.
tray.
Yeah, you go ahead and like she like hands you the tray daintily, and she's like, "There you go. If you need anything, feel free to call."
Yeah, no problem. Hey, what do we gotta be anywhere? Where's PB?
PB stepped out for the day. You're just supposed to be laying low for a while.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was gonna say.
Well, it doesn't mean you have to stay laying low here. It just means you can't be getting into trouble, and you can't go back to the pause for a while.
That's fair. Do you leave our money though?
Of course.
Sweet.
Mr. PB ain't one to be paying you and then taking it back for no reason.
Yeah, it'd be real shitty. All right. Cool. Hey, Patches.
For the love of God, I'm 5 feet away from you.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
What?
we got anything we need to do? You need anything for like your magic shit or whatever? You need like more, I don't know, what like socks?
Yes, sis, you figured it out. I use magic because of my fucking socks.
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, I see like the fucking noids and shit. They got like, you know, chalk and like turtlenecks, socks.
Nope.
He is a
Nope.
divine soul sorcerer.
I'm actually. I just
the
kind
soul
of.
is his feet.
Based
I
off
just
the
kinda
spider
do.
walking.
I just kind of does it.
Oh, all right. Well, shit. All right. So we got like a lot of money right now, and I'm not supposed to do things. So you get to make the decision on the things we do. We're in like a really weird part of the city. We ain't never been here before. What do you want to do?
We should probably go check it out.
That's fair. Should we like? Hey, we should probably go at like disguises, right?
If you're looking for my own personal opinion, you could hop over to the Gold District and do some shopping since you got all that cash.
Fuck yeah. We could buy like fake mustaches.
We're not. That. How? Why? Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll do. All right, we gotta eat. We gotta I'm gonna eat. Can I get like a? Can I get like a hat? I feel like we need hats or something. We got
Of
these
course, we're
big
specialists.
ass
We're specialists in getting hats together around here.
That's fair.
You
I'm
are
the
a-
specialist at delivering hats, so that works out.
So I heard. Because we could
Since you
hear
know
it.
that
We
with the
could hear
mom.
it. We could hear it from here.
Okay, good. All right. Game plan: hats, fake mustaches, gold district.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
And if I was a certain discerning gentleman, I might think of picking up something for a distinguishable kind of lady, if you catch my drift.
She does like knives.
I mean, shit. Who doesn't like knives?
People who like spoons.
What?
You can't like them both.
What?
I don't even think he knew.
All right. I'm just. Thank you. I'm gonna go sit down and eat this food. I walk away.
Takes your food and leaves.
Yeah.
Could I possibly have my own breakfast? Because I ain't getting any of that.
Sure, I'll cook you something up.
Thank you.
You get a bowl of oatmeal.
That's yeah, okay.
Almost like she
Okay.
might be a little sour at you or something.
I never said Patches was a particularly insightful lad.
So we eat food. What do you want to do? We doing gold district?
Yeah, let's go to the Gold District. That sounds like fun.
Okay, we've never been there. Where
I'm
is
sure. I'm sure a pair of familiars going to a place called the Gold District is going to be fine.
It'll check out. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is gonna work. All right. Is Vix here?
You want to
Wanna
give me
go
a
with-
perception check?
Sure.
Let's see how this
I
goes.
mean, he
It
wants
can't,
to.
it, can't
why
be any,
not?
it can't be any worse than the last roll.
It can't be any worse than 0. Literally.
I got a
See-
fucking Vic's radar.
Yes! It's definitely not worse, but it sure ain't any better.
Yep.
Yeah, you
My perception check is asking my brother.
yeah, you're like, where's Vix? So you just give him a good slap to the chest. When you're looking for Vix, you see that she's sitting in a corner booth with the strange gentleman from last night.
She's over there.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Vix!
See her kind of look up from what she was doing, and the
Oh, wait.
gentleman sits up slightly, and Patches, with your 21 natural 20 perception, you see the army hat around her shoulder lift up as well.
I'm gonna wander over
Hmm.
while my brother is reeling from this realization.
Yeah. The Vix is still in her typical red coat. Her little hat is off and hanging on a little hook beside the booth. But she has her hair down, and her like red furred ears kind of droop a little bit as she start coming over. And she's like, "Good morning."
Hey, so we got like nothing to do, and the waitress lady, she said we should go check out like the gold district or something.
Well, it's not far from here. It's the district to the south over.
Cool.
The closest access to the Demon Waste, so the traders' caravans like to come in this direction.
Second question. Which way is south?
Kind of blinks at you.
I
Hey,
blink
I-
back.
Are you? Is she serious? And she like looks to the gentleman, and he just shrugs. He's like, I just met her yesterday, and she's like, right. Okay, so south. Where's your brother?
I'm right here, and I step out from behind. Snitches. Hey, how's it going? Everybody looks real cozy over here.
You know where south is, right?
Yes, I know where South is.
Okay, please help her.
Hey. All right.
I
Cool,
mean,
good.
to be
Come-
fair, possums walk in circles when there's headlights.
It's true.
Hey. Second question. You was saying that we should like lay low or something. Do you got like a hat or something? Like, cause I got my hat, not this hat. This hat has holes in it for my ears. But I feel like, cause we're possums,
Kind of got big fucking ears.
yeah, we kind of got like big ears, and these tails. I figure one of the two's gotta go. I mean, I guess I could like tuck the tail in. I kind of like walk in a small circle, trying to look at my own ass.
This is gonna keep up for like 2 minutes before she gets tired of it.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, while I'm walking in circles, point being, disguises? How do we? You got suggestions? You're like good at this kind of shit. I just break stuff.
I'm sure we could find some hats for you, the gentleman says. And he's dressed just fabulously, like he always is. He's got a nice, thin-cut black suit that's got a purple interior. He's got a couple of, like, gold rings and stuff on, and he gestures, and he's like, do you have a preference for hats?
Quick question before we put on hats.
Of course, Patches.
Yeah,
you
who
can't
are
ask
you?
questions once we got hats on.
I was wondering when you were going to get around to that, Patches.
I was running off of a lot of adrenaline last night.
Hmm.
Also, I had been shot.
You had. It's true. You had been shot quite a bit.
No, he was shot once. I was shot quite a bit.
It's hard to tell the two of you apart sometimes.
It's really not at
I
all.
flex.
Actually, I have a coat on, and she does not.
I do not wear shirts. That is true.
I'm like way shorter than she is.
Yep.
So
I've got like holes in my face too.
So the twin thing didn't quite work out. Then there's a lot of
I
discrepancies.
mean, it worked out, but like you get, as time goes on, you get damaged, and that just kind of helps distinguish us apart. Same ears though.
That's fair. He says, well, I'm the proprietor of this establishment, Vesuvius. You may call me Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley.
That sounds like
And-
something I could sing a song about that.
All right.
He raises a brow and he says,
real
can
quick.
you?
No,
I just real quick inner telepathy and go into my brother's head and just say, hey, do you think he should open up like a pastry shop and call it Crowley's Cannolis? And then I cut it off again. Really nice to meet you, Mr. Crowley.
I just glare because I hate when she does that.
This is the greatest power I've ever been given.
I regret saying, hey, Keavah, let's play connecting characters and make them familiars. It'll
Yep.
be so much fun to be able to talk to each other.
Well
Innate
done.
telepathy. It's very useful.
You created this monster.
All right, cool. Okay, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Stitches. This is Patches.
That's Vix.
Actually, you know what? No, I got a question. Are you like So you like run this? Are you like a demon or like a tiefling or like a lawyer?
They're all the same.
I'm a barrister.
A barrister. I
Is that
squint
a
really
lawyer?
hard. I squint really hard. Does he have barrier? Does he have barriers?
He does not have barriers. But
All right, I got nothing.
yeah, no, when you're like, is that a type of lawyer? He actually kind of smirks a bit and he says, well done.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart.
Hmm,
Okay, so it's like a type of lawyer.
Yes.
Neat. How long do we gotta be here? I mean, not that I like care or nothing. I just want to know because like I schedule out my time.
What else do you
Patches
have
and
going on with your life
Shaking his
currently?
head like we have
Well,
nothing.
well, I mean, like I just recently came into a shitload of money. So I'm kind of considering like I don't know, maybe opening up like
Opening
a
a
hat
cannoli
shop
shop?
business. Nah, like hat shop, cause like I got paid a shitload for delivering like one, and so I figure like I do like 1 or 2 of those a year, and I'm fucking set, right?
I feel like that'd be too on the nose for the pause.
Okay, so no hats.
No,
Everybody
but
likes hats. It
That's
rains
true,
down
like
there.
that.
It rains. People live in the alleys.
It's true.
just shrugs a bit and he says, I can't place a finger on how long they'll be looking for the only 2 possum familiars in the pause, but I'd give it some time.
I mean, I wouldn't say we're like the only 2.
That
Have you
we're the
mentioned-
only.
He's-
That
he
we're the
gives you
only
he
Jesus.
gives you a look like, have you met any others?
Yeah, I mean, there's Gary.
Gary's dead.
Shit, Gary is dead. Fuck, are we the only 2 possums?
Yeah,
You
Carl got it.
only.
Vix gives
Carl's
you
in
both.
jail.
Vix gives you both a look like, how did you not know this?
I knew.
Wait, what
Don't
about
lump me
Finn?
with-
Guys,
He's got like the tail.
You only think Gary is dead.
Shit.
No, he's
secret-
definitely-
secret boss unlocked.
I'm
Possum.
absolutely positive Stitches thinks rat familiars are also possum familiars.
I mean, that's valid.
They got the same tail. It
They got
makes
the
sense.
tail.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, he's a rat.
Shh.
What?
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I mean, like, look, he snitched like once. That don't make him like a rat.
No, I mean he's actually a rat.
Oh. They got those?
Yeah,
Oh.
like they're way common because they're sneaky and shit, and fucking humans like being sneaky.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Humans are fucking pricks, but all right. Shit. Okay.
No offense,
Fuck, what
lawyer
do we
guy
do?
who looks like a human. I don't know.
Nah, he's a lawyer. They ain't human.
That's a good point.
Okay, so like, so wait, can we just not like go back to the pause? Is that like a thing?
I
I
would,
mean,
fuck?
I would strongly discourage it for a while.
Okay.
But that's where all of our No, we don't actually own stuff, do we?
Wait, hold on. So do you mean to tell me that we are going to live here in a swanky establishment for an indeterminate amount of time, with saucy dancer girls and liquor right downstairs?
That's correct.
Yeah, we should have blown people up a lot faster than this.
Yeah, shit. Alright, that's good. Yeah, we're good.
Anybody else
Okay.
blown up?
Not at the moment.
I mean, hat delivered?
Yeah, those are 2 very different things.
Not at the moment, but if it comes up.
Yeah,
Hey,
you just
all
let
right.
us know. Alright, fuck it. Alright, well then I guess we're gonna go to the Gold District. Vix, do you need anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Hey, where's Penny?
Here.
Hey, you need anything from like the Gold District? You wanna come?
Yeah.
Did she come?
You want
Or
to?
she, like-
Yeah, let's come. I want to bring Penny. She's fun.
Okay.
She bricked it.
Yeah, she fucking bricked the guy.
Give perception checks real quick.
Boom! It's a 9. Stop asking me to look at stuff. I'm blind in one eye.
She's in the seat beside Crowley on the other side.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey.
You want to go to the Gold District?
Sure.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna go to the Gold District. Nothing for nobody. Don't got no work. You got any money, kid? Look at a pity.
I mean, I kind of don't have a job anymore, but I kind of do.
I mean, I feel like, well, that's not a big deal. I mean, like, we don't got jobs.
Okay.
You should just, honestly, you should
And
just work with
Vix,
us. Really.
Vix takes out a small pouch and tosses it at the table next to Penny after she got up. She's like, there you go. And she's like, cool,
Hey.
I got money.
Sweet. Look at that. Now you work with us. All right, fuck it. Let's go to the gold district.
Let's go to the gold district.
All right, we out. We go to the gold district.
Okay. So, I am going to make an executive decision because I kind of just decided to throw that idea out now. We're going to stop early today, mostly because the technical difficulties had me a little frazzled, and I want to come up with something cool for the gold district, including shopping. So we're going to pause. Fair. We're going to pause for the day.
Oh.
I'll leave it there. I know, it sucks, but the technical difficulties threw me off, and I want to have a cool setup for you guys. So, we had a good session. Sorry the two of you got shorter stuff this time. I'll start with you two next week, so you have more time.
Cool. All
right. But,
MBB.
yeah. It's, the technical difficulties really threw me off today, but we'll be back next week and get it done. And
Completely understandable.
Probably kill some stuff, too.
Probably kill some stuff.
And
I
enjoy balancing this stuff out, but I don't want to have it be too RP heavy versus not enough combat stuff, because for things like barbarians that get real dull.
I think
mean,
he was having fun.
I'm a role player, so I'm fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah.
But have you seen my sheet? I have so many RP skills.
It's true. You are fantastic. But that's going to be where we wrap up for tonight, guys.
Cool.
All right.
That was a
All
fun
right.
session.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was neat.
It was.
Have a good one, audience.
Bye.
Oh, Ren,
Bye.
Yes.
you should roll for advantage before you close it out.
Let's roll for advantage.
I mean,
With advantage.
with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The video.
Oh, yeah. Because we didn't take a break today, so
Roll the advertisement.
We'll close that out with the advertisement. Pop that bad boy up. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna end on the video. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
So, what is With Advantage? With Advantage is a charity event hosted right here at Forgebreaker and put together by some pretty amazing individuals that cover the D&D and tabletop RPG communities. And it's a means for us to spotlight those that we have lost or have been affected by Alzheimer's or dementia. This event is also a way to bring the community together to raise awareness and, of course, money for Alzheimer's research through the Alzheimer's Association. On November 4th through the 8th, our players will participate in a series of one-shots, a bunch of 3-hour events with one specific goal in mind, celebrating those affected by this disease. And for every $10 donation, our players will earn advantage tokens, which they can use at any time to benefit themselves and their party, and to solve puzzles and have fun and enjoy this game that we love, and do so with advantage. But that's not really why we're doing this. We're doing this to raise awareness to a very serious condition that affects more than 5.8 million Americans every year, and to raise money for research into a cure so that someday we'll be celebrating our first Alzheimer's survivor. In fact, why don't you check out this video, which really puts things into perspective of just how deeply this disease touches the lives of people all over the world. This event is something that's become very personal to me, and those who signed up to participate as well. For me, it was my father and my grandmother, both taken by dementia, and I saw firsthand with my father watching as his health declined and everything that he was would slowly deteriorate. It was the most helpless feeling I've ever experienced in my life. And knowing there was nothing I could do to save him didn't help. But that's why we're here doing this. We've added some incredible sponsors to our event and brought in some veterans of D&D and tabletop RPGs to bring something truly unique and something that touches so many of our lives, and to celebrate those that we love and our families. So with that, we ask that you tune in November 4th through the 8th from 4 p.m. until 1 a.m. every single night for With Advantage, so that maybe someday we can find a cure for this disease so we don't have to do this anymore.